Check this out. We got another very deep story that you can, if you scratch the surface, you'll get nothing. This is the deep one right here, and this is good. Child porn arrest linked to a terror group too familiar for a Tempe mom. A Tucson man was arrested for allegedly making child porn for an online terror network, and the news was too familiar for Tempe, whose son was a target in 2021. Yes, check it out.
On some disturbing charges, he's accused
just like I covered the story about that sheriff that shot a judge because the judge was wanting a brothel.
The feds say this is a terrifying group of predators who are trying to groom kids for violence.
It's all apparently tied to a popular social media app, which feels far too familiar for one mom in Tempe whose son was targeted just a few years ago. True crime correspondent Brianna Whitney is here now. How far did this predator go online?
Some of this I hadn't even heard of before. This really is the most dangerous of the online predators that is as it gets. This man, at just 20 years old, reportedly had young girls and victims mutilating their own bodies, sending pictures, and believing he may kidnap and kill their grandmother. It's all a mental and emotional grooming that one Tempe mother said happened to her 13-year-old son too, on the exact same social media app. It starts with an innocent chat on Discord.
These predators are extremely smart.
The messages become more often and more aggressive until they have what they want from their young victims: full emotional and sexual control.
They know how to identify insecurities and things that are missing and be able to fill those pieces.
Tempe mom Amanda Schneider says the recent arrest of a Tucson man for child porn and sextortion and the details behind it elicited a familiar response she had when her own 13-year-old son was sextorted.
This case and these cases, as a mom, I just can't even, just complete anger.
According to the Department of Justice, 20-year-old Baron Martin of Tucson, who went by the moniker Convict on the gaming and chat app Discord, was producing child sexual abuse material and cyber-stalking young victims as part of his participation in online terror networks known as 764 and Cult. The feds say these groups target young females and extort and force them to mutilate themselves on camera so the predators can send the explicit pictures online, or even worse, stream the sexual activity to other members of the network. The ultimate goal of 764 ideology is to spread fear, create chaos, and disrupt society. Officials say in 2022, Martin made 2 different children self-mutilate for him by cutting his name into parts of their bodies, as well as satanic symbols. Court documents also say he cyber-stalked a 13-year-old and said he hired people to have her grandmother kidnapped and killed. All of this happening on Discord, which is how Schneider found her son a victim in 2021 by a fellow gamer who claimed to be 16 years old.
The way that this person was talking to our son was not how a 16-year-old would speak. He was starting a very slow process of grooming my son, and I don't know where it would have ended.
Turned out that gamer was actually a 35-year-old convicted pedophile from the UK and had been asking Schneider's son about sex acts and to describe them, but she believes they stopped it before it went further. It's left trauma ever since.
To this day, my son still has yet to talk to us about it. I think there's just been a lot of shame and just not wanting to deal with it.
Schneider urges other parents to check in with their kids and trust if something doesn't seem right.
I felt intuitively that there was something wrong, and I listened to it, and I'm so grateful that I did.
Now, if convicted, Martin faces up to 30 years in prison for producing child sexual abuse material and 10 years for cyberstalking. The FBI is still investigating this case. Nicole?